life, there is a way God reward our life. And one of the way God reward our life, God reward faithfulness. The grace of God will always locate a faithful vessel. A faithful vessel. Mungu akiangalia chombo ambacho kinaaminika. Our God is a rewarder. And he is a rewarder of those who are faithful. This is not about man. There is no partiality in God. Mungu hana mapendeleo. Many other times that I say, we are equal in the eyes of God. All of us, we have access in his presence. But what is the difference between one member or one Christian, one son to another? It is in their ability to remain faithful. I think God reward diligence. God reward diligence. The Bible says that diligent hearts will rule. Mungu huwa anazawadia mtu ambaye akona bidii. Diligent hearts will rule. Show me a man who is diligent in whatever he is doing, and I will show you a man that God is going to reward. Do you know God can reward you more than what you have worked for? A reward is something that you don't deserve. God was speaking to Abraham and was telling Abraham, walk before me and be thy blameless, for I am your exceedingly great reward. When you live this life and you are faithful, when you are diligent in whatever you are doing, God will always reward you. So grace is dispensed where there is diligence. Neema ya Mungu inaachiliwa kwa mtu ambaye mwenyewe amejitoa. You know, we serve a jealousy God. Wakati Mungu aliangalia Paul, by then he was Saul, and he saw how he was persecuting the church. God says in his heart, I love this zeal. I love this passion. What I need to do is to change the SIM card. So he changed the SIM card from the man who was persecuting the church, and he became an apostle. God has already done his part. He has given you grace. He has given you a word. He has given you a prophetic word. You need to play your part. How do you access or how do you activate that new life? The Bible says that many are called, but among many who are called, few are chosen. But among few who are chosen, few are faithful. Imagine, we have been called, many are called, many are chosen. But among many who are chosen, very few are faithful. But until you take up your full responsibility of your life, you cannot enjoy all your full package in salvation. The Bible says, be ye holy, for your Father in heaven is holy. Do you know what is to be holy? Righteousness comes from God. But the holiness, it is your ability to set yourself apart. And you declare with your heart, there are things I will never do with my body. That is what we call holiness. Like in the case of Daniel. Daniel purposed with his heart not to defile himself with the delicacy of the king. Holiness is separating yourself from any form of defilement. Of Psalms chapter number 24 verse number 2. Who is that who may ascend to the mountain of the Lord? The Bible says the one who is pure in heart, and the one his heart have not shed blood. That means there is my personal responsibility of walking in holiness, separating myself. Every time I read the book of Job, chapter number 1 from verse number 1, we see a testimony given by God himself. Have you seen my servant Job? A faithful man, a blameless man, a man who feared God and who shunned evil. He was one of the greatest men who shall ever live in the Middle East. Unajua vile Middle East watu ni matajiri. Walifuga mbwa, wakaona wametajirika siku hizi, wanafuga chita. Unaonaga? Hallelujah. Yaani unatajirika kuliko kuweka mbwa na paka kwa nyumba yako, unaweka chita. Wengine wanakaa na simba, wanatrain simba ikae kwa nyumba. Ni kutajirika. But the Bible says in that region there was a man called Job. Every time I studied the book of Job, this man operated in 4 dimensions. And he operated in these 4 dimensions, and Jesus was not crucified on the cross. Before Jesus was crucified on the cross, this man knew how to fear God. All of us here, we are born again. But the way we walk with God, the dimension at which we manifest God in our life, it is in the dimension of the fear of the Lord.